With Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry briskly on our horizons, I really want to take a look at this fight right here between Islam and Dustin Poirier. And I want to do that because this fight is fascinating to look at. It's fascinating because I think there are a lot of misconceptions with this fight going both ways. I think that, when this fight first happened, a lot of people thought that this was some crazy back and forth war, which frankly I don't really think that it was. It's been a while since I've watched it, in fairness, so I guess we'll see. But from my recollection, Islam pretty comfortably wins every single round. Maybe one round was somewhat close. I would personally give Islam every round up until the finish. But, on the flip side of that, right, Dustin Poirier definitely had moments of success. He definitely successfully defended a lot of Islam's takedowns. And that should be very interesting to a lot of people. But because of the Jack Della Maddalena fight, people have just forgotten about this one pretty much. I mean, that performance was so dominant that it was just like, well, okay, this fight didn't happen. Which, is, that's how it works. I get it. It's how it works with fans sometimes. But, the truth is, there's reasons why Dustin Poirier had some success here. There are reasons why Islam Makhachev struggled. And those reasons are what we're going to look at right now. But real quick, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Kalshi, the largest prediction market in the United States. Listen, whatever you're interested in, Kalshi has you covered. From sports to politics to crypto to tech and finance, whatever it is, Kalshi has markets for you. You are essentially buying a yes or no stock on whether or not something will happen. And the markets are 100% influenced by public opinion. It follows where the money goes. So if you're interested, sign up for Kalshi now and use code SHAY. Trade $25 for a chance to win $500. Of course, Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry is coming up very, very soon. And right now, Ian Garry is only trading at a 30% chance to be holding the welterweight title by the end of the year. I think those odds are amazing with how good Ian Garry is. And right now, a $20 trade can win you $65. And as that probability shifts, you can buy in or out of your position at any time to lock in a profit or cut a loss. So again, sign up for Kalshi now and use code SHAY. Trade $25 for a chance to win $500. Kalshi is CFTC approved, federally regulated, which is why it's available across the entire country, including California and Texas. Thank you to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. All right, let's see what we got here. Islam, he's immediately feinting the level changes. Dustin goes for a naked calf kick, which Islam slips out of the way of. It would be nice if he would try to set that up a little bit. Dustin goes for the jab. Islam staying just outside of range. Yeah, I mean, dude, the way Islam closes distance is so interesting because he doesn't look that clean doing it, but look at what he does here, man. Dustin, he goes for a jab right here. Islam slips off to the outside, lands the overhand right behind the jab. Cracks Dustin right here, honestly, very cleanly. Then he throws a really horrible lead hook right here with nothing on it. Then just kind of throws a little flurry. Doesn't look super clean. Baits out the counter to get in on the shot right there. Picks up the single leg, trips the back leg right there. It's fucking, yeah, I mean, that's tough to deal with. Obviously, right, closing the distance against the Dustin Poirier, in theory, is going to be much easier than Ian Garry. But, Islam, his striking, it's not super quick. It's not super explosive, but he is very good. Looks like he's trying to set up a Kimura. He is trying to set up a Kimura. It's going to be really hard to finish while he's in half guard, but he has the arm behind the back. See, that's tough, man. This is essentially just a Kimura trap right here. He puts Dustin's arm behind his back, so Dustin Poirier realizes here, as he escapes guard right here, and he starts walking his body this way, if Islam can step over his head right here, he's gonna Dan Hooker him pretty much. Dustin, knowing this, has to turn to give up his back this way to escape, but Islam knew that, and he was just honestly using this to set up a back take. Gets to Dustin's back, throws his hooks in. This is something that's such a big difference between like an Islam and a Khabib, is that like Khabib never took your back with a body triangle like this. But Islam is so much more, jiu-jitsu based. But let's see. I imagine this is probably going to be a pretty static position, and it is. Dustin's trying to squirm and stuff. It is kind of a tiring position to hold the body triangle, but they're not in the worst spot in the world right here. All right, well, that was that right there. It's a well-timed shot off the leg kick, but it's hard to grab the feet. It's really difficult to grab the feet when you're not wearing wrestling shoes. The takedowns out in the open, though, that's where, in general, a lot of the Dagestani guys like Islam Habib, they would struggle more so shooting out in the open. They're better at shooting up against the fence. Islam, though, has way better wrestling out in the open generally. But it was a good scramble from Dustin. Obviously, he spent a ton of time working with Gamrot for this fight. Gamrot can scramble like a motherfucker, so, it's really showing off right there. Good pressure from Dustin, trying to put Islam on the back foot. Very smart. And, this is something right here that I think is going to be a problem for Islam against Ian Garry. Islam loves the tie clinch, man. He loves going collar ties. He loves going tie clinch. Obviously, he's got the judo. He has the trips and the throws. He loves banging knees to the body. That's going to be so hard to get a tie clinch on fucking Ian Garry with how tall he is. It's going to be so difficult. And he really uses that a lot when guys close the distance with him. Sometimes I don't like how Islam backs up in a straight line. I mean, he gets to the single leg right there, but notice, dude, it's just not very set up. Like, he's not setting it up with anything. He's just snatching it. Like, there's no real setup. He just snatches the single leg. Dustin Poirier, he's in a very good position to defend. Like, obviously, I think I get a lot of flack sometimes for, not saying that Islam Makhachev is an Olympic level wrestler because he's not. He's not at all. Islam Makhachev's a judo sambo guy. His pure wrestling's not the best aspect of his game. He has good wrestling, but it's not the best aspect of his game. When you look at the JDM fight, what you're going to see there is Islam. He set up the takedown so perfectly. He was using high kicks to keep Jack's guard up, the calf kicks to make him stationary. So, Jack was a sitting duck with both of his hands up, and there was literally zero opposition when Islam dove for his hips. There was no defense. But you parallel that to this, where frankly, Islam didn't really set it up. He just fucking snatched it. He just reached for it. And Dustin Poirier's already there. He's fighting the hands already. He's starting to, try to limp leg out right here, which is very good. Honestly, Islam, good job hanging on to it. But again, it's so slippery without wrestling shoes on. He pulls out. Islam looking for the tie clinch, though. But it's good defense. I'm kind of getting the vibe here, from what I'm seeing at least. It doesn't seem like Islam has a super specialized game plan. I don't know if they respected Dustin Poirier that much. He's just kind of standing there with him out in space. He's boxing with him, pretty much, just trying to grab a hold of him. Let's see here. Islam kind of slips the jab right here, tries to land the lead hook off the jab. He actually does touch him with that. Ooh, really nice straight left hand right there from Islam. He feints with the lead hand right here. Oh, and then big straight right behind it. Actually cracks Dustin right there. See, this is what I'm saying. Islam is just kind of, he's sort of just boxing with Dustin out in the open and just trying to grab him. Oh, man, that was good timing on the elbow, but he fucking missed. That would have been nice. Oi! That could have been a problem. I don't know what Dustin Poirier was doing right there. He just fucking, what was this, dude? What was this? He just entered into range and didn't throw anything. Ooh, nice jab, though, from Dustin. Nice jab from Dustin right there. That was a very nice jab, just right through the guard right there. And this is somebody who's not 6'3", but, it's interesting. Very nice jab. Oh, nice jab from Islam, though, in return. Nice, good shots from Islam right there. He doesn't really get his body behind these shots that well, but again, it's a good, he feints with the lead hand right here, gets Dustin to react. He tries to, oh, that's nice. Look at this. So he feints with the lead hand, right? He feints with this lead hand, and then he feints with the backhand right there, because that's the last shot he just threw, right? He feinted with the lead hand to land the backhand. That's what we just saw. In this instance, feints with the lead hand. Then it's a feint with the backhand. Dustin starts trying to roll away from it just so he can land the lead hook right here. Dude, Islam is honestly a very good striker. He's very polished. But then Dustin lands the jab again. Look at that, man. Just pops him with the jab right there. Islam kind of doing his fucking, he's doing his best John Jones defense right there. But that's not great. More good shots from Islam right there. Gets in on the single leg again. But again, right? Again. Islam, he lands there. But there's just no setup here. Trying to, land some of those dirty boxing shots in close. Islam back to the tie clinch. He loves doing this. He wants you to throw a knee so he can try to trip you like he did to Oliveira and Sarukian. I love the way Dustin defends the tie clinch. He did that to Oliveira too. You just fucking get your hips underneath them, and it just gives you so much leverage to pick him and lift him off. That was a fucking jab. He got jabbed again, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, okay, well, maybe there wasn't that much there. But still, he's getting in touch with the jab. And Dustin is not 6'3". Are you convinced yet? I'm just kidding. Ooh. Oh, Dustin's trying to line him up a little bit. Another, okay, now that was a real jab, though. But again, like, I don't want you guys to forget, Islam is just having a boxing match with Dustin Poirier out in space. Which is kind of crazy. Because against JDM, who also is a southpaw, he just kept throwing the calf kick. He kept setting up high kicks, and he was staying away and calf kicking and high kicking, which is kind of what you kind of want to do against the boxer. But I don't think they game plan for Dustin. You know what I mean? Dustin was such a big underdog. I think Islam and his team went out there just like, we're just gonna fucking beat this guy however we want, and we're not gonna have a specialized game plan. Oh, Islam wants a knee right there. Nothing there, though. Dustin's starting to walk him down. Oh. Those are some good shots from Islam, though. Those are some good shots from Islam. He's kind of touching him up there. Back to the tie clinch again. God, Dustin, that could have been such a nice little dirty boxing shot in close, but Dustin missed. Like, all the big shots he's tried to line up, he just fucking missed. Ooh, oh, nice knee, though, there from Islam. But, dude, this just is not going to be there against Ian Garry. It's just, I think, a huge part of Islam's game kind of gone a little bit. Oh, nice fucking uppercut right there from Islam. Boom. That was really clean. And that, dude, that fucking rattled his head right there. Good head positioning from Islam. He's got the body lock. Islam getting his hooks in. All right, this is pretty bad now. It's a good way to prevent rear naked chokes. It's just going like this, by the way. That's honestly, if you were trying to get rear naked choke, this is a very good way to do it. There we go. Oh, the lock's broken. He's trying to mount him. He has him mounted. Mount's kind of hard to control, though, to be honest with you. Because you're right underneath your opponent's hips, and your hips are very strong. What's he trying to set up here? Oh, he did the Tony Ferguson. He's going for an armbar. He's going for an armbar. It looks a little shallow, though. Looks a little shallow. He didn't have that. Dude, Dustin fucking kicked off the cage right there. Dustin lands slightly over the guard right there. He's screaming at him. He's trying to Marab emote to the judges. Like, hey, look how good I'm doing. Which, dude, you are doing good. Good movement from Islam, though. Slides underneath that shot, rolls underneath it. Another goddamn jab. Oh, nice shots from Islam, though, right there. Dustin goes to throw his own jab right here. Islam slips. He's already has this shot loaded up right here. Boom. Dude, lands that uppercut right there really nicely. Then with the same hand, lands a lead hook. Uppercut, lead hook off the same hand. That's really nice. Another jab. Exhibit E on the jabs. Another jab. Ooh. They're both bobbing. They're both weaving. Oh, that's a big shot from Islam right there. So, I mean, dude, again, look, like I was saying with this fight, Dustin being such a massive underdog, moments, him not getting destroyed, I think kind of subconsciously makes people think that he was doing way better than he really was. He's doing good, but I still feel like Islam is kind of comfortably winning this. Now, let's see. This is the round that apparently Dustin Poirier, to a lot of people, won this round. Oh, nice from Islam again right there. Look at that. So he slips to the outside again, right? And this time, dude, lines up a big body shot right there. Body shot, tries to land over the top. Dustin does move away from it, though. I'm just impressed by Islam's head movement. Nice, dude. Dustin saw that takedown come from a mile away right there. Look at that. As soon as Islam tries to duck underneath it, Dustin's already there. He already has the underhook right here. He was never getting in on that shot, ever. Ooh, Dustin does touch him with a little jab right there again. It's been a lot of jabs thus far from Dustin. I mean, what do you guys see here? Because I'm seeing Islam, there's no setup. They're just at space, and he just dives for his legs. Ah, good shots from Islam. He lands like 3 clean shots right there. Notice, though, it does seem like Dustin is kind of dropping his hands in the pocket a little bit, which makes sense because you really want your underhooks to stop takedowns. But with that being said, boy, oh no, I thought he landed this jab. No, Islam slips to the outside again. Oh, good straight shot from Islam, though. Islam's cracking him right there. Ooh, that might really sway the round right there. Some of those little wrist shots. Oh, man. Islam does not like those. I'm joking. Good tripod from Dustin. Makes it hard to take the back unless you're really good or you're Charles Oliveira or something. Oh, nice hip switch from Dustin. Really nice. And I believe that's what opens up the cut right here. He hits the hip switch, and it's this little stray elbow right here off the break right here. Nicks him right there. And that's what causes the cut. And, I think the cut is a big reason why people, again, it's sort of like when you see Islam bleeding, it's just another little subconscious marker that, like, how back and forth this fight was and how much of a war it was. But, again, there's some good shots from Dustin, though. He's more slapping these body shots than I would like to see. And now Islam is bleeding. Ooh, nice little shot over the top from Dustin, though, right there. Good movement from Islam. Oh, nice double jab right hand there from Islam. A lot of Dustin's shots are kind of getting blocked. They're not landing super clean, unfortunately. That was a well-timed shot. That was a much better well-timed shot. Dustin was fully covering up. This is just like JDM right here. Islam runs through, but Dustin gets the underhook though, man. Now that's good defense from Dustin. Oh, guillotine attempt from Dustin, huh? Very bold of you. I mean, again, this definitely was, I would say, the closest round. I feel like Islam landed the better shot still. Unless, the judging criteria does say that visible signs of laceration is a very big indicator of damage occurred in the round. So, whatever. I'm not willing to die on that hill, but I still feel like Islam landed more. I'll tell you what, though, man. Islam and this jab, dude. Ian Garry might have a field day with these jabs. Another not very well-timed shot. I just got to be honest, that just was not well-timed. Islam really ducking and bobbing and weaving his head. It's smart because there's no kicking threat from Dustin Poirier, but, if there was, that could be dangerous. Oi! Okay, that was the best shot of the round, of the whole fight for Dustin Poirier right there. Double jab right there. That was really, really nice. Let me see that again. Big fucking left hand he times him for. That was a really clean shot. Best shot of the whole fight right there. Which is surprising because they've been doing a lot of boxing this fight. Islam gets to the single leg. This is what I like to call a kamikaze single leg finish. It's like, in terms of like pure wrestling, it's not really recommended, but I do this sometimes too if I'm desperate to get a takedown in a sparring round. You literally just grab the single leg and just fall over. Like just yourself, just literally fall over yourself. It's like you're kind of going for a kamikaze, and it works. It usually does get them down. You can end up in a bad position though, but for Islam, it works. He starts building height right here, but again, Dustin, good movement. Islam, this is kind of crazy, this takedown. He whips the leg back up and just dives on this front headlock. Dude, Islam's ability to jump on submissions is, it's better than most Dagestanis, because most Dagestanis don't have really good jiu-jitsu. They just have really good positional control. But Islam has good jiu-jitsu. He jumps on this thing. Very tight, especially because, yeah, that's it right there. So, I mean, look, man. I think it's interesting. I think, when it comes to somebody like Islam Makhachev, who's so dominant, and he's such a high-level guy, and you look at his last performance against JDM, there's a lot of people who just kind of feel like, they're just kind of like, hey, Islam will just win. It's magic. They're acting like it's magic. There's like, yeah, he'll win. Because he's just that good. He'll just win. And, look, is he going to beat Ian Garry? There's probably a very solid chance that he does, to say the least, obviously. But he needs a very good game plan. And we already know, right? He's going to have to use skills we've never seen him use before. Closing the distance to get such a tall, rangy guy with really good footwork who, does a very good job using head movement on the outside and having his hands down for underhooks and things like that. That's how he kind of stopped every takedown from Bilal. Islam needs a very specialized game plan and a very specialized approach. And if he doesn't have a super solid game plan, he struggles at times, like we just literally saw, right? There was no game plan. He went out there and boxed him and tried to just grab him. That was the whole game plan, and there were moments he struggled. Still, he's so high level, he got it done, and again, I think he probably won every round, but it's interesting. I think it makes this fight against Ian Garry very fascinating.